You've heard it 1,000 times. Stop caring what people think. But you don't know how. Here's what actually happens when you try. You say it. You believe it. And then someone questions your choice. Someone judges you. And the fear kicks in. The desperate need for their approval rushes back like a wave. This isn't weakness. This is what happens when you're fighting the wrong battle. Most advice about not caring is useless because it's built on the wrong foundation. But the Stoics knew something different, something that actually works. And I'm about to show you exactly what they understood. In the next 14 minutes, you'll discover why you care so deeply, why forcing yourself to not care backfires, and the exact framework the Stoics used that rewires how you respond to judgment. Not through willpower, through logic. Chapter 1. Why you care and why it makes sense you care what people think. Not because you're weak. Because you're human. For millions of years, our survival depended on the tribe's approval. Get rejected by the group, and you died. Literally, so we evolved to care desperately what others think. That ancient survival mechanism is still alive in your nervous system right now. But here's what's changed. You're 40 now. The tribe is no longer survival. It's just noise. Yet, your nervous system doesn't know that. It still treats judgment like a physical threat. This is where most people fail. They try to override this ancient wiring with modern logic. You can't. That's not how your nervous system works. The Stoics understood this. They didn't say, become cold, become indifferent, become hard. They said something far more powerful. They said, there are things you control and things you don't. That's it. That's the entire shift. You cannot control what people think. That's in their mind, their fears, their limiting beliefs. You have zero power over it. But you can control your response to what they think. And that distinction is absolutely everything. Chapter 2. Why force doesn't work. Here's why most approaches to not caring fail. When you try to force yourself not to care, you're fighting yourself. You're essentially saying, I shouldn't feel this need for approval. But the need is real. It's wired into you. So the harder you fight it, the more you become aware that you're fighting it. It's like being told, don't think about a pink elephant. Suddenly, that's all you can think about. Most confidence advice is just prettier versions of this same failing approach. Be confident. Stop seeking validation. Who cares what they think? All of it is just willpower fighting wiring. And willpower always loses to wiring in the long run. The Stoics didn't use willpower. They used logic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. He wasn't saying be tough and ignore what people think. He was saying your only real power is your response. So stop wasting energy trying to control their minds. Put your energy into what you can actually control. This is radically different from everything you've heard. Instead of fighting the desire for approval, you redirect it. You ask a better question. Not, how do I stop caring? But, what am I actually trying to get from their approval? Chapter 3. What you're really seeking when you care what someone thinks, you're usually seeking one of three things. First, validation of your worth. Second, security, a sense of belonging. Safety. Third, confirmation that you're on the right path. And here's the insight that changes everything. None of these actually come from other people's approval. Your worth isn't determined by their thoughts. It's determined by your character and your choices. Security doesn't come from their acceptance. It comes from knowing you can handle rejection. Confirmation that you're right doesn't come from consensus. It comes from clarity, from knowing your decisions align with your actual values. Once you see this, you stop looking to them for what they can't actually give you. And something shifts. Not because you forced it, but because you redirected your power. You're not being cold. You're being realistic about what their opinion can and cannot do. And paradoxically, when you stop seeking their approval, most people actually respect you more. Because they sense you're operating from your own ground, not from their judgment. Chapter 4. The practice where theory becomes action. This is where it gets practical. When you notice yourself worried about what someone thinks, and you will, because you're human, do this. Step 1. The recognition. Notice, I'm seeking their approval. Don't judge yourself. Don't force it away. Just recognize it clearly. Step 2. The question. Ask, what am I actually trying to get from their approval? Write it down if you can. Is it validation? Safety? Confirmation? Be specific. Step 3. The reality check. Ask, can they actually give me this? Think carefully. Can their thoughts make you valuable? No. Can their acceptance actually keep you safe? No. Can their consensus tell you if you're right? No. Step 4. The redirect. Ask, where does this actually come from? Validation comes from knowing your character. Safety comes from knowing you can handle loss. Confirmation comes from knowing your values. Step 5. The practice. Put your energy there, not on controlling their mind, on strengthening your character, on building your resilience, on clarifying your values. By the end of this practice, you've redirected your power. You're no longer in a desperate chase for something they can't give you. You're building something inside yourself that no one can take away. And that, paradoxically, is what actually makes you free from their judgment. Not through forcing yourself to not care, but through redirecting your power to something that matters. You're over 40. You've spent enough years chasing other people's approval. The Stoic secret isn't to become cold or hard. It's not about willpower. It's to stop wasting your finite energy on something you never could control. Redirect that power. Build your character. Strengthen your resilience. Clarify your values. Do this, and you won't have to force yourself to not care what people think. You'll simply have invested your power somewhere better. And their approval will become irrelevant. That's the Stoic way. That's what changes everything.